Breaking news, a shocking twist has just thrown the Tyler Robinson case upside down. For more than a week, we were told the same story. Tyler Robinson was the shooter, the man behind a crime that shocked the nation. Headlines declared it. The narrative felt certain. Justice, we were told, had been served. But what if that wasn't the truth? What if Tyler Robinson isn't guilty at all? Tonight, explosive new reports and viral investigations online are raising serious doubts. Evidence is being questioned. Timelines are being torn apart. And witnesses, once confident, are now being re-examined. Could it be that Tyler was in the wrong place at the wrong time, trapped in a rush for answers? And if Tyler didn't pull the trigger, then who did? Before we dive into the full breakdown, I want you to jump into the comments right now. Do you believe Tyler Robinson is guilty, or could he actually be innocent? Every opinion counts. And while you're here, make sure to like this video, subscribe and share it, because together we're building one of the strongest true crime communities online. This story is about to take a turn you will not believe. Tyler Robinson was not a household name. He was not famous, he was not wealthy, and he was not a man with a reputation for trouble. In fact, most people who knew him would have described him as ordinary. A young man trying to find his way in life, with no record of violent behavior, no history with weapons, and no major run-ins with the law. But everything changed in a single night. The night that transformed Tyler from an unknown figure into a name plastered across headlines, screens, and conversations across the nation. The crime itself was shocking. The kind of event that shakes communities and demands answers immediately. Law enforcement rushed to the scene, investigators pieced together fragments of witness accounts, and the pressure to find a suspect was overwhelming. Within hours, eyes turned toward Tyler Robinson. Authorities moved with speed that was almost unusual. Tyler was arrested, accused, and presented to the public as the man behind the trigger. Prosecutors wasted no time in shaping a narrative. They claimed Tyler had motive. They claimed he had the opportunity. And most importantly, they claimed they had the weapon that tied him to the crime. For many people, that was enough. The story fit neatly into place. A crime had been committed, a suspect had been caught, and justice seemed to be on the horizon. News outlets ran with it. Shooter captured, suspect identified. Community finds relief after arrest. The headlines were bold and the narrative was clear. Tyler Robinson was the shooter. But here's the problem. Stories that appear too neat, too perfectly wrapped up, often raise questions. And while many in the public accepted what they were told, others began to look deeper. They asked who exactly was Tyler Robinson, and why did this case move so quickly, with seemingly little room for doubt. Friends and acquaintances of Tyler were stunned. They described him as soft-spoken, not aggressive, and in some cases, even shy. A young man who kept to himself and didn't fit the profile of someone capable of such an act. Yet in the court of public opinion, driven by headlines and official statements, Tyler was branded guilty almost immediately. The courtroom battle was equally fast-paced. The prosecution presented its evidence with confidence. Surveillance footage, witness statements, and a supposed motive. To the casual observer, it seemed convincing. To the average citizen following the case through the news, it seemed straightforward. But behind the surface, cracks were already forming. Details were being overlooked. Evidence wasn't as solid as it first appeared. And independent voices online were beginning to notice. And here's where I want you to join in. Have you ever seen a case that moved so quickly, almost like it was rushed to a conclusion? Do you think sometimes investigators focus too hard on one suspect instead of considering all possibilities? Share your thoughts in the comments, because this is where our community becomes stronger. by asking the questions others may avoid. As the weeks went on, social media began to buzz. Independent creators, YouTube analysts, and even amateur detectives on Reddit started piecing together the puzzle in ways the mainstream outlets weren't. They replayed surveillance clips. They compared photos. They dissected court documents line by line, and slowly a troubling pattern began to emerge. The story that had been packaged so neatly for the public wasn't holding up under scrutiny. Timelines didn't quite add up. Witnesses contradicted each other. Key evidence the prosecution leaned on, appeared shaky under closer inspection. Online investigators slowed down surveillance clips frame by frame. They compared faces, side profiles, clothing details. And suddenly the man in the grainy footage didn't look so identical to Tyler anymore. On Reddit, users dissected court filings line by line. Twitter threads mapped out the official timeline against Tyler's own digital footprint. Some of those threads claimed that Tyler's phone records placed him miles away from the scene during the critical time. Others pointed to a traffic camera that allegedly captured his car elsewhere, raising questions about whether he could have even been present. Eyewitness testimony became another battlefield. Several individuals swore they saw Tyler holding the weapon. Yet others described someone different, someone with a different height, hairstyle, or clothing. On Reddit forums, users questioned whether the witnesses had been influenced by seeing Tyler's face splashed across the media so quickly. What started as whispers online soon exploded into a full-blown debate. Could it be that Tyler Robinson wasn't the shooter at all? Because if he wasn't, that leaves one chilling possibility. The real shooter is still out there. And then came the twist that changed everything. A leaked report quietly appeared online. At first it looked like just another document. Just another piece of internet speculation. But as people read through it, they realized it was something far more explosive. According to the leaked report, investigators had identified another suspect very early in the case. A man with a deeper connection to the victim, a stronger motive, and a background that made him a far more likely candidate than Tyler Robinson. Yet for reasons never fully explained, this lead seemed to vanish from the official narrative. On YouTube, creators began tearing the document apart line by line. Entire live streams were dedicated to analyzing every redaction, every missing page, every note that didn't quite add up. Why were certain names blacked out? Why were timelines shifted? Why did investigators appear to focus almost exclusively on Tyler when this other suspect fit the profile so much more clearly? TikTok and Instagram picked up the story. Clips went viral showing screenshots of the leaked report alongside captions like "the wrong man" and "justice for Tyler." Within days, hashtags like #FreeTyler, #WrongMan, and #CaseTwist were trending across multiple platforms. For many, this wasn't just a revelation, it was confirmation of what they had suspected all along, that Tyler Robinson may not have been the shooter, but rather a scapegoat. Someone pinned to the crime while the real suspect slipped through the cracks. The leaked report didn't just raise questions, it ignited a movement. Twitter exploded with thousands of threads dissecting every detail. Some users labeled the case a miscarriage of justice. Others called it one of the biggest cover-ups in recent memory. On YouTube, legal experts and former investigators hosted live streams to discuss the implications. Could this be grounds for a new trial? Could Tyler's defense team file an appeal? Viewers tuned in by the tens of thousands, filling live chats with theories, questions, and outrage. Reddit forums became digital war rooms. Users mapped out timelines, compared testimonies, and even tracked inconsistencies in police statements. For many, it wasn't just conversation. It was a mission to uncover the truth. TikTok and Instagram added fuel to the fire with short, dramatic clips that went viral. One viral comment captured the fear many were beginning to feel: if Tyler isn't the shooter, then the real one is still out there, and that should terrify all of us. That single statement was shared thousands of times, echoing across platforms and amplifying the urgency of the case. The leaked report turned Tyler Robinson's case from a closed conviction into an open mystery that refuses to fade. Suddenly, Tyler was no longer just an accused man. He became a symbol of something bigger, of what can happen when justice is rushed, when headlines move faster than facts, and when narratives are accepted without question. Legal experts weighed in. Some suggested the leaked information could provide grounds for appeal. Others warned that overturning the case would be difficult, but not impossible. For Tyler, the stakes could not be higher. His future, his freedom, and even his life as he knows it hang in the balance. If he is truly innocent, then he has been living the nightmare of carrying a crime that was never his. And the question that lingers is darker than any hashtag. If Tyler Robinson didn't pull the trigger, then who did? Who is still out there free while another man bears the weight of their crime? Tonight, Tyler Robinson's case stands at a crossroads. A case once thought to be solved is now unraveling thread by thread, pushed forward not by official investigations, but by the relentless voices of ordinary people online. Social media and YouTube have become the new courtroom, with millions of people serving as jurors in real time. Every tweet, every video, every viral clip adds another layer of pressure to a case that refuses to stay buried. But the truth has not yet been revealed. And this case is far from over. So I ask you again, what do you believe? Was Tyler Robinson wrongly accused, or is there still more to this story that we haven't yet seen? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because your perspective matters. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more true crime breakdowns, and share it so more people can see the evidence for themselves. Because one thing is certain: this story is only just beginning.